Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to all to one more episode of our live discussion on the latest developments in the field of field hockey. You see, today is a very important day for the Indian hockey or the Asian hockey, you can say, because today, after 2 years gap, the Sultan of Johar Cup for junior boys is starting. India has been fairly doing well. So, in 2 hours' time, India and Malaysia will be playing their first match of this tournament. Of course, in the first edition, Malaysia were the winners. So India that way has a twin disadvantage. It is meeting the host in the first match, and they were also former winners. But what is more important current affairs in the field hockey today is a press conference given by Chief Executive Officer of the FIH, the global governing body, where he has given new objectives to the FIH Pro League and also some dramatic changes the way it will be held in the fourth season. As you all know, the world hockey was always grappled with the problem of organizing a world league which is more appealing, which can take which can give chance to more and more teams, especially the lower ranked teams. So after more than 2 decades of waiting, formulation, suggestions, ultimately in the midway through last decade, they came out with Hockey World League. It had a 2-3 tier system. The fourth tier, the final was played. And after 2 full seasons, this was disbanded. Around the same time it was being disbanded, FIH Pro League was introduced. So the FIH Pro League running into 2 years, starting in the fag end of the 1 year and ending June of the next year. Of course, this kind of planning welcomed by many, and it ran into problem and rough others because of this interruption due to COVID-19. So far, 3 seasons have taken place. The fourth season is going to start in a week's time. On this Pro League, Chief Executive Officer of the FIH, Eric Weil, has made two important announcements yesterday. The number one is the winner of the Pro League from the next season onwards will be a qualifier. They will automatically make into Olympics, or the next tournament is World Cup, the World Cup. It's a new dramatic development. You see, World Cup and Olympics are two most important event in a 4 year cycle of amateur sports called hockey. But the winning team of the Pro League will be making it to the World Cup in 2 years. Then after 2 years, the Olympics is a major decision. Whether it is a good decision or bad decision, we are going to discuss this. But the important thing to me as a historian of hockey is that FIH is now having only a ad hoc president. So the African Continental Federation president is now holding the additional charge of FIH. The FIH president election is going to take place in 2 weeks' time. So now a big announcement is made that the winner will qualify for the Olympics and World Cups. Then the relegation and promotion scheme is also introduced in the FIH. So probably I felt, maybe you may agree with me, it's good these major decisions are taken after a new FIH president is elected and the new 4 or 5 executive members are elected. But anyway, FIH has done in their wisdom, which we all accept. You see, the World League concept was started to give wider participation to all the countries. That's why you have World League, Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, like that. World Hockey League was organized. Probably their wisdom again dictated after conducting 2-3 seasons. That's not workable. So that has been disbanded, new system is introduced. This is actually one thing with the hockey, whether it is format or rules of the game. we tended to change things dramatically very quickly, which normally doesn't happen in popular sports like golf or football or basketball and many other things. Different format of the games have come and played in different formats, but the main game remains nearly the same, the qualification process and everything. You take, for example, Champions Trophy was a tournament, it was held for almost 4 decades. That was disbanded. Now, the Pro League, what is being done is one team will be relegated and a new tournament was introduced. It's called FIH Nations Cup. The 6 nations will play in that. The winner of the FIH Nations Cup, they will qualify for the next Pro League. The last ranked team in the ongoing Pro League will be relegated. Now you see what was happening in the Champions Trophy, which was disbanded after 2008. The same thing was there. The last, the world's top 8 or 6 played the Champions Trophy, but it was not a league kind of things in different venues and different times. It was played in a single tournament in a single city. There also the promotion relegation was there. That is called the Champion Challenge 1 was introduced. The winner of the Champion Challenge 1, they replaced the last ranked team of the Champions Trophy. I personally feel we are almost coming back to that thing. History repeats, you can say. A league certainly has to have relegation and promotion, but we did not have last 3 editions. So the quick point is that why we change the things so frequently, but now the decision has been taken. The Pro League is going on in the 4th season. We have to accept, yes, the relegation is there, promotion is there. We felt that Champions Trophy, whatever nostalgia, you see again repeating. It is of course for the FIH people, the think tank to decide over it. Simply, it's better not to change things dramatically. But now that, you see, even the growth of FIH Pro League in the last 4 years, if you take it, the first year the India withdrew, there were apprehensions. There will be more chances of India qualifying for the Olympics if it continues to play the Hockey World League rather than playing in the Pro League. So India is one of the major countries that withdrew from the first Pro League. Of course, from second and third, 2 Pro League seasons they played. But what happened in the last edition of the Pro League, that is edition number 3, is very interesting. You see, there were so Junior World Cup was going on, major tournaments were taking place, the European Championship, other things were there. So the teams started sending somewhat the European Championship, other things were there. So the teams started sending somewhat second and third the national teams to participate in the Pro League, which was not expected because the Pro League, having blocked almost 6 to 9 months in the FIH calendar, was supposed to attract the best talent for them. The thing here was there were too many difficulties in such kind of Pro League, which spreads over so many months, and the teams have to travel all across, which of course affected the domestic structure of many countries where the club and the domestic leagues are very important and they are the lifeline of that particular country's sporting ecosystem, the hockey ecosystem, I should say. So in order to trade off, so many things were tried. One was, that you can have the list of players, not 32, it can increase up to 40. So like that, so many adjustments were made. As a result, last year, if you take it, Indian women defeated Netherlands. So it was highlighted, India defeating Netherlands women after 4 years, 5 years, like that. But what we see was happening in other countries also. The Netherlands junior team, junior talent was ready for Junior World Cup. The seniors were engaged in some other tournaments. So a mixed team was formed and it was sent. Like this, some other countries were also doing. their best was not playing in the Pro League. So that's not good for the health of the Pro League. If Pro League is going to be the blue ribbon of FIH, which they wanted to do it. Now it looks the struggle, all other aspects have been finalized. The FIH has decided to give a big boost to Pro League. It is evident it is adding the Olympic and World Cup color to the FIH Pro League. The Olympic qualification process have undergone many changes. During the Hockey World League, teams qualifying for the Tokyo Olympics, it went on for a long process. Lot system was introduced based on the rank, and India played Russia in the playoff series. Then women played USA in the playoff series, for example. So that kind of brainstorming, long running qualification process was introduced last time. Before that, since 1989, the Olympic qualifier was introduced because the issue has been very serious issue those times. India and Pakistan played the 1986 World Cup for the 11th and 12th position. Then many countries raised a voice how they can get direct entry into the 88 Seoul Olympics. So there was a lot of issues, then churning. Then there was a need to introduce a Olympic qualifier tournament. Before that, maybe in the 70s once, to decide East Germany and West Germany, or to decide Great Britain or Germany, the test matches were held. But there was not organized a tournament like that, Olympic qualifying tournament. It was organized in 79. So like that, things went on. So the qualification process have gone numerous changes. The point I'm trying to make is that is one of the reason the hockey should not change so many things so frequently. But now another major change is forced upon hockey. The winner of the Pro League teams will qualify for the Olympics or World Cup from season 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 6 and 7 for the next World Cup, 7 and 8 for the Los Angeles Olympics. I think it needs more discussion. So previously the continental championships, champion winners, they qualified. I think that is not going to be disturbed even now. Then the remaining lot underwent many process, previously Olympic qualifiers. Then as we saw in Tokyo and before, it was Hockey World League, the ranking and other things. Now what system they are going to introduce for the Olympics, especially because the World Cup at least you have 16 teams. Olympics you have only 12 teams. So what FIA is going to announce how the remaining teams, how many from the continental championships, then how much the two, one from Pro League, then how other things are going to be done. We have to wait and see. But the major point that confuses is there's too many changes, too many qualification process, changing after every 4-year cycle, every 8-year cycle is not good for hockey. If Pro League is going to be the prime event, make it a commercial thing instead of mixing Olympics into it or World Cup into it. Probably what happened the last season, national teams, the best talent is not participating in the Pro League, and the FIH wanted to perhaps to stem that rot in the beginning. They have given Olympic push and World Cup push to the Pro League. So one thing clear here is whether the step is good or not, the FIH is not going to abandon Pro League, because we certainly expected what happened to the Hockey World League, because it was by all means it was not successful, too cumbersome, too theoretical. As expected, not many countries have taken part in this. Now actually the league was started to give chance to first tier, second tier teams, but now the role reversal is taking place. The cream, the champion of the champion is going to get direct Olympic entry. There are only 5-6 leading countries. They will be winning their continental championship One of them will win the FIH Pro League also. So they are getting more chance to qualify. At the same time, the tier 2, tier 3 nations, which had this Hockey World League opportunity, they will be losing it. But considering the way FIH asserts importance to the Pro League, one takeaway from this Wales statement yesterday is that FIH fixed its eyes firmly on Pro League and it is going to take up in a big way. And one of the important development that to curtail the travel from continent to continent, they have organized this mini tournament kind of things. For example, 28th onwards, New Zealand, Spain, and India, all three countries will be in one place, that is Bhubaneswar, and they will be playing their quota of Pro League matches. Previously, only two teams went and repeat matches were played. When Pro League was introduced, only one match was played. The return match was played in the host side. So things are settling down, adding Olympic and World Cup tinge to the Pro League. Hoped will bring the best talent, and Pro League grows and becomes a very good property of FIH. With this, we will complete today's episode. We will discuss about Sultan of Johor Cup as the tournament takes place and how India performance with all those developments. We will come back in 2-3 days. Goodbye to all.